going from a 35, you reduce it by 4 peers. So this is going to be more pronounced in a larger array, but it's 40% more concrete piers to pour, and the pipe to lay, and all that. Time and materials probably isn't worth the extra production. But you can always ask the installer and get them involved, and hopefully you'll either have a knowledgeable installer, or you can assist the installer in becoming more knowledgeable, and you can both learn more about it together. Okay, so we're going to go with 25 degrees tilt, but in the technical notes I would put the tilt is assumed to be 25 degrees, the technical notes in the order, and then you're also going to send him the IronRidge PDF engineering report, and it'll have that information in there as well for his reference. So again, you want to release as much liability as you can, so the installer, something maybe he didn't realize, or it turns out a different tilt or some other detail would have been better if it was different. If you tell the installer up front, here's all the information, then that releases you from liability because you've already made him aware of all the particulars. And an easy way to do that is the key piece of information, which in this case being the tilt angle, or in a roof mount, the max amount between the spans, between the points of attachment. Those key pieces of information, it's generally worth your while to put that in the technical notes, just to have that laid out, and also send a PDF of the engineering report from IronRidge. Pretty easy to do. At the end, it gives you that option, and it's nice to send that initially as an attachment with the original quote. Even if your installer isn't looking at it, it's still good to have that out there just for posterity. Because occasionally it does come up, and I can't think of a couple times where I've looked back at emails and was happy that I sent either the PDF report or included some of the key information in the technical notes to be able to bring that to the installer and say this information was presented to you. Okay, going on. So here it gives you the different piece of information relating to the configuration and the spacing, dimensions, all that. Okay, so we're not going to get into too much detail about this, but AGL stands for above ground length. So this is the length above the ground, and this is the total length. So obviously 2 feet 6 inches on the South Pier are above the ground, but then another approximately 4 feet are below the ground. Similar setup with the North, but because the North is the larger pier that has a larger above ground length and length. Okay. And total pipe is going to be, you're going to need to tell the installer the total pipe that they're going to need to get. The pipe, both the posts that go into the ground and also the pipe that goes horizontally, those are generally easily sourced locally. IronRidge does not provide that. IronRidge provides just what attaches to the top of the pole. Next page. Okay, and I'm going to say yes to T-bolts. It's nice to have those. Wire clips, end caps, these are not obligatory, and often your installer will tell you they don't actually need them, but for the first preliminary quote for a new customer, it's nice to overspec, so include the wire clips, include the end caps, unless you know the installer doesn't want them, and if the installer doesn't want them, then they can easily just say, please remove those from the bill of materials. But it's better to include them up front and remove them later than to not include them, and the installer might be disappointed they weren't included up front. Maybe the installer isn't aware of them and would like them, or plenty of other reasons. Okay, so I think we're pretty much good with this. So here's the bill of materials, and then this is what we're going to enter into Drupal through a variety of means. We can also here you download